Alrighty, hi everybody. I'm Danny. A little about me. I just started seeing a new therapist, which is fun. Thank you, one person. I had to stop seeing the old therapist because my insurance changed, which was a bummer. I liked her, she was cool. She asked me point blank first session if I have a learning disability. Great question, let's cut right to the chase. Not to my knowledge, which to be fair is limited. And she asked, have you ever been tested for one? Another great question. Same answer, an unconfident no. And she said you probably could have benefited from that. And then I paid her $40. It was awesome. I miss her. Yeah. I don't know if I have a learning disability. I did go to Catholic school all throughout my life. That can account for a lot of it. Impacted my GPA for sure. Being graded on religion. Sorry, I'm failing make-believe class. It's not my fault. This shit doesn't make sense. One time I asked a teacher, if Jesus died on Good Friday and then rose from the dead 3 days later, why do we celebrate Easter Sunday? Which I thought was a very insightful question for a child to ask. He looked at me like I was stupid and said, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I was like, oh, that's how we're counting days now. So tomorrow's 2 days away. Got it. Not according to the hit Broadway musical Annie, but all right, you're the teacher. And he taught for a full year, so a lot of stuff slipped through the cracks. I've got big beef with Catholics. Sorry if you're in here. They just say the darndest things. I was the only openly gay kid in my high school, so I had to have a lot of fun, silly conversations. I had a teacher recommend conversion therapy to me, and I said, oh, have you been? That shut down that convo. I did watch an unhealthy amount of documentaries on conversion therapy just to psych myself up. And one of the documentaries followed a conversion therapy camp, and it showed the counselors preparing the big play they were going to put on for everybody. I was like, that is evidence enough that this isn't working. I'm sorry, your big trick to turning people straight was theater? Yeah, shocker, that one's not panning out. If I had to rank the gayest activities that I participated in, it would go musical theater, non-musical theater, having sex with men. It is so much less flamboyant to bring a man to climax than it is to earnestly sing Grease Lightning. I was the only out kid, and one day at theater rehearsal, someone had the audacity to ask me, Danny, how does it feel being the only gay person here? I was like, I fucking doubt it. You think I'm the only queer in this auditorium doing the hand jive right now? There's 50 of us and it's a Saturday, my God. Another silly thing I hear from time to time in school is God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. As if we've never heard of a rough draft before. For those who need a refresher, they got us kicked out of paradise, and then one of their sons killed the other one with a rock. And that is who they are using as the blueprint for relationships and family planning. Yeah, not to brag, me and my future partner, we're going to be aware of what animals know how to talk. It's a skill I developed just in case, because it might come up again. And yeah, you heard that right, future partner. I'm single, jaws are on the floor. It's fine, I'm out there. I'm on Grindr, which I hesitate to call a dating app. It's not one where you can match with people you find mutually attractive. It's just a drop-down grid of the closest 60 queers. And you can message or be messaged by anybody. That's how I, at the age of 18, chatted with Father Time himself. It's fine. I have met lovely men on Grindr that I'm very grateful to know. It's just that when I first installed the app, I was living in my hometown of Waukesha, Wisconsin, which is not known for a hustling, bustling LGBTQ plus community. It's actually mostly known for the Slenderman stabbings. For those unfamiliar with that news story, that was when two 12-year-olds stabbed their friend a bunch of times. Don't worry, they suck at it, she survived. And when asked, why did you do that? They said it was for the online monster Slenderman. So, not the best place to meet fellas on the internet, I'm aware. They say you gotta kiss a lot of frogs before you're kissing a prince. At a certain point in time, you do need to look in the mirror and be like, you fucked a lot of frogs, huh? People are really gonna start to think it's your thing if you don't knock it off, Danny. And I don't know if we're out of the woods yet. I'd say still about knee deep in that pond. You know, they know how to find me. Recently, a man accused me of ghosting him, a man I had never met with no profile photo. I was like, I'm talking to a literal ghost right now. What do you want from me? I said, I bet if you had one picture of yourself up on your account, more people would respond to you and you'd be less upset when I don't. To which he said, I'm not upset. You could have fooled me for starting this convo. And he was like, I've really been enjoying our conversation. I really like your personality. I'm like, you didn't find it in the conversation, you found it in my profile. Only thing I know about you is that you're bisexual, which, anybody else? That could be him for all we know. That's how much information we're working with. He was like, I'm an open book, just ask. I was like, I'm not here to read. I have a learning disability. It's actually pretty hard. I'm here to fuck, and I didn't realize I had to say that. But it's fine. You know, I do feel like dating has gotten a little easier. I got my 10,000 hours in or whatever. It's been a journey. Like, just a few years ago, I went through my first breakup, out of the blue, heartbroken. And then the first date I went on post-breakup, the man said out loud to me, so do they not give you a free membership at the gym you work at? I was like, do you want to try that sentence from the top? And he doubled down. He was like, if you just gained 5 pounds of muscle and then pointed to areas he thought I could tone up. Yeah. And in case you're wondering, what do you look like? Me. Yeah, a twink with a different haircut. I was like, listen to you four-eyed faggot. I didn't come here to be insulted by Ichabod Crane. It's like I could eat you and not gain 5 pounds. But it's fine. You know, he did kind of help me get my revenge body, to be honest. It says it's buried in my backyard. I did used to work out at the gym that I worked at, thank you very much. Anytime I would finish a workout, my 70-year-old coworker Deb would say, already done? Which, like, yeah, sick burn. But for context, she came out of retirement because she was bored, so she wouldn't know what being done looked like if it bit her in the ass. She is spending her retirement not hanging out with loved ones or picking up a hobby, but doing customer service. I guess the Army wasn't recruiting that day. She has a work ethic that is, it's not something special, it's kind of just sad, you know? Like, it was a gym, the stakes were pretty low, we had a lot of downtime, yet she was hustling and bustling to the point where she said, gosh, I am beat, I'm getting lightheaded. I was like, I don't think it's cool or admirable you're willing to die here. You know? It's not my first choice. I would have chosen my old apartment. It was really nice there. And then they bumped up rent 40%. She owns her home in downtown Chicago and still says things like, I'm coming in early to make up hours. I'm like, I don't know if that's true. I think you're making up an excuse to leave your husband. Who she got married to in Jamaica, by the way, either on their 4th or 5th visit. She's lost track of how many times she's been to Jamaica. I have never asked her a question. I doubt anybody ever has. She fills every silence herself. What type of milk does she put in her coffee? You guessed it, unpasteurized. Yeah, also doesn't wear sunscreen or deodorant. We're starting to see why she doesn't have people to hang out with. I, at some point, just stopped making eye contact. That was my only recourse. I was, you know, the elderly, they're like dogs. You can't teach them new tricks. You can abandon them on the side of the highway. Like, have you guys met the elderly? I used to work in IT customer support, so unfortunately I've met all of them, and it was IT customer support for hospital networks, which was a job that I started in June of 2020. Yeah, while making $15 an hour. So anytime Deb asked me how Bluetooth worked, I get a flashback like I was a nom. You know, like, do you guys know how hard it is to help a dementia patient type a 14-digit long password with uppercase letters and lowercase letters and numbers and symbols, and get them to do it twice identically when they can't see it? It's a lot like that Greek myth of Sisyphus pushing a boulder up a hill, only for the boulder to roll back down for eternity, except for the boulder's pissed and calling you slurs. I was thrilled for a career pivot, and we're here again. If anyone's hiring, I am available. Thank you all so much. That's my time.